Real Madrid, FC Barcelona, Varchester City, or penalty for Argentina. It's all fun and games until the ref hands you a whole damn World Cup for a handball goal. Maybe you'll stop talking about Maradona's handball once you see what Messi did versus the Netherlands. Because here are the 10 worst handball decisions in football history. Starting off with the 2022-23 Premier League season, VAR or VAR was more like a comedy show. One of the biggest moments was Chelsea's frustrating 1-1 draw against West Ham. Chelsea's Conor Gallagher blasted a shot towards the goal, but West Ham's Souček, falling to the ground, seemed to block it with his arm. You'd think this would be a clear case for VAR, right? Nope, VAR let it slide, saying Souček was just falling. Chelsea had to settle for a single point because of it. But Maradona did it with his own hands. Ever heard of the hand of God? Yeah, it was 1986, Argentina versus England in the World Cup quarterfinals. Maradona was like, I gotta pull off something legendary, and boy did he go for it. Instead of a regular goal, he decided to use his hand. Yup, his hand. It was like he was playing a different sport entirely. And get this, literally everyone saw it, including the ref. But the linesman, the guy whose job it is to spot that kind of stuff, completely missed it. When the ref asked him for a second opinion, the linesman was like, sure, thumbs up. Are you kidding me? Maradona wasn't done showing off though. A few minutes later, he scored one of the sickest goals ever. The goal of the century. Imagine if this happened in the VAR days. Seriously, VAR has been a total mess. Like, take Everton's almost relegation drama. They were fighting tooth and nail to stay up and faced off against the mighty Man City in a match that could make or break their season. Everton was holding their ground against the league leaders, but even the toughest defenses can crack. In the 81st minute, Phil Foden found a way through Everton's defenses. Everton was just trying to snag at least a point, and they thought Lady Luck might be on their side with a handball call against Rodri. He literally controlled a bouncing ball in the penalty box with his upper arm. Clear as day. But no, VAR decided to play hide and seek again. I've got glasses on, and even I could see it was a clear penalty. But VAR? Nah, couldn't see it. Must be well-paid city. Thankfully, Everton survived relegation, and Real Madrid taking on last place Almeria in the 2023-24 season has to be the most controversial game in the recent history of VAR. Almeria was up 2-0, and then Real Madrid got a penalty for a handball by Kayky. But hold up, there was this super obvious foul by Rudiger in the build-up. You'd think that would cancel out the penalty, right? Nope, VAR selective memory was in full swing, and the penalty stood. And just when you thought it couldn't get crazier, Almeria scored a third goal. But VAR pulled the plug on that, claiming a foul on Bellingham way back in the build-up. Seriously, VAR was having a laugh that day. But wait, it gets even wilder. Vinny Jr.'s equalizer, it was clear as day that it hit his arm. The ref initially said no goal, but VAR, goal given. Meanwhile, Marcos Alonso's legit goal against Madrid in the Champions League, grabbed. Madrid went on to win the title. Classic VAR consistency, right? So what happened next? Madrid snagged a late winner, completing the comeback. One Almeria player called it robbery and ended up with a 4-game ban. Can't really blame him. But is this the worst handball decision ever? Seriously, it's like a bad joke. Rotherham's manager, Liam Richardson, was totally baffled by ref Geoff Eltringham's call to award West Brom a penalty in their 2-0 win over the already relegated Millers at the Hawthorns. Brandon Thomas Asante gave West Brom the lead in the 23rd minute, and then Eltringham pointed to the spot where the striker's shot hit Lee Peltier. The catch? Peltier was clearly outside the box, and the ball looked like it hit his face, not his hand. John Swift nailed the penalty in first-half stoppage time, sealing the win for West Brom. But Javier Hernandez's goal against Fulham has got to be one of the most questionable ever. At first glance, it looked like Hernandez had headed the ball in from a yard out, punishing Fulham's goalkeeper Sergio Rico for a mistake. But hold up, replays from behind the goal showed Hernandez clearly using his arm to score. Referee Lee Mason was hanging out at the edge of the box, but his view was totally blocked by bodies. And get this, Claudio Ranieri was on the touchline, waving his arms around like a windmill, trying to show the ref it was a handball. But wait, it gets even better for Fulham fans, or worse. Hernandez just minutes later had the audacity to appeal to the ref for a handball by former Hammer Harvard Nordved. And you knew this one was coming. Lionel Messi against Holland was pure theater. Spanish ref Antonio Lahoz decided to turn the match into his personal card game, dishing out a ridiculous 18 yellow cards as Argentina scraped through on penalties. Classic overkill. Messi got one of those yellow cards in the final moments of normal time, just after Wout Weghorst scored a cheeky free kick to send the game into extra time. But some fans thought Messi should have been sent off entirely. So Messi managed to dodge a yellow 10 minutes into the second half after he basically slapped the ball with his hand. If he'd been booked then, his yellow in stoppage time would have meant an early bath. And guess what? He almost handled the ball again. In extra time, he still didn't get another card. After all this craziness, Messi wasn't shy about throwing shade. He basically told FIFA, seriously, you can't use this ref for big matches because he's totally not up to it. And we all know Lionel Messi has always been compared to Diego Maradona. In a 2007 La Liga match against Espanyol, Messi went full-on hand of God. So a deflected cross landed right where Messi was lurking, and he copied Maradona's hand of God like he was auditioning for a remake. Messi sticks his hand up, pretends to head it, and surprise, surprise, palms in past Espanyol keeper Carlos Kameni. Watching Messi pull that stunt was like seeing a kid try to copy a magic trick and mess it up. Next up, we've got Le Hand of God, or Thierry Henry's handball, which turned him into public enemy number 1 in the Republic of Ireland. So here's the deal. Both France and Ireland needed to go through the playoffs to get into the 2010 World Cup. The tie went into extra time in the second leg, and with 103 minutes on the clock, Thierry Henry decided to play a little game of handball with Irish dreams. A ball floated into the Irish box from Florent Maloda, and Henry, being the smooth operator he was, controlled it with his hand, not once, but twice. Then he passed it to William Gallas, who scored the goal and sent France to the finals. After some serious debate, the goal was given, and everyone started comparing it to Maradona's hand of God. And just to add insult to injury, Henry later admitted he handled it. Like, thanks for the heads up, Henry. Cheat and then act all casual about it. But this ref pulled off one of the most absurd handball decisions ever. Seriously, this one's insane. Swansea City was cruising towards halftime with the lead in their Premier League match against Burnley. Then out of nowhere, Sam Vokes from Burnley manages to get a penalty for a handball inside the Swansea penalty area. Yeah, you heard that right. A handball inside the box somehow gets Burnley a penalty. Classic. Here's the play-by-play. Vokes tried to head a corner into the net, but instead of scoring, the ball hit his hand. Both teams are going nuts, yelling about a handball, and Taylor's vision is totally blocked by bodies everywhere. So what does he do? Points to the penalty spot like it's the most obvious call in history. Andre Gray steps up, smashes the penalty past Swansea's keeper, and suddenly Burnley's right back in it. The Swansea fans must have been like, wait, did we just get robbed? Talk about a plot twist. Surely refs are the most disrespected on the field whenever they turn up against your favorite team. But this guy is hated for no reason. Or maybe he is not even a footballer. Watch why Anthony is so much hated and disrespected.